What's up guys, Saf here on Super Saf TV, and we have here some of the world's most powerful gaming laptops available. They are of course the ROG Strix Scar 16 and 18. The first time we've had 16 and 18 inch screens in the Scar lineup. I believe this is one of the first, if not the first video with both of these, so a thumbs up for your boy would be appreciated. Now these are powered by up to the 13th gen Intel Core i9 13980HX processors and up to the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4090 laptop GPUs, making them absolute beasts. Let's go ahead and see what you get in the boxes. So you do initially get the ROG Strix Scar 16 and 18, but as well as that, you get some power leads as well as a 330 watt power adapter, which will top these up from 0 to 50% in just 30 minutes. As well as that, you get a spare armor cap, which you can customize. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And finally, some paperwork. Right now, initially looking at the build and design. Now, these are relatively compact for what they're offering. The Strix Scar 16 is around 2.5 kg. The 18 is around 3.1 kg. We now have customizable armor caps, which are easy to purchase online and switch, and can even be 3D printed if you want something completely custom. The back and sides of the laptops are also covered in a transparent material, which really looks quite cool and goes very well with all of the RGB. Now, of course, there's plenty of RGB lighting here. There's an all-new full-width light bar along with the vents on the back. And there's also the new metallic ROG logo, which has RGB lighting around the edges and looks really slick. And for the keyboard, we have per key RGB with AuraSync customization. Plenty of travel with customizable hotkeys that control volume, microphone, or toggle performance mode for on-the-fly gaming. We've also got a nice and large touchpad, which is around 10% larger. Right now, we have to talk about these beautiful displays. So, 16 inches and 18 inches, 16 by 10 aspect ratio, giving you more vertical screen real estate. I prefer this. And around about a 90% screen to body ratio, so you can see we've got very slim bezels all around. You can get up to Quad HD 240Hz panels with 100% DCI-P3 coverage, 3 milliseconds of response time, and 500 nits of brightness for the Scar 18. Now, the Scar 16 is also available in the Nebula HDR display, which uses mini LED technology containing 1024 individual zones for very high contrast and up to 1100 nits of peak brightness. I mean, that on a laptop is insane. Lots of smartphones out there don't have a peak brightness of 1100 nits. So these are of course beautiful displays, Quad HD 240Hz, making everything super smooth. But if you do want the best of the best, that's going to be available on the mini LED version of the 16. Right now, of course, you guys want to know what's inside and what exactly these are powered by. Well, as touched on briefly at the start of this video, you can get up to the 13th gen Intel Core i9 13980HX CPU, up to the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4090 laptop GPUs with a max TGP of 175 watts, up to 64 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM with write times up to 50% faster compared to DDR4 equipped machines, 4 terabytes of PCIe Gen 4x4 storage with RAID 0, and they come with a dedicated MUX switch with support for NVIDIA Advanced Optimus, which helps reduce latency and further increase performance when gaming by routing the GPU directly to the display. We've also got an all-new intelligent cooling suite with ConductorNaut Extreme liquid metal on the CPU and GPU, and the chassis and motherboards of the Strix Scar 16 and 18s were both redesigned to accommodate a new full-width heatsink. Now, most gaming laptops come with a dual fan cooling system, but the Scar 16 and 18 have tri-fan cooling with a third fan that helps keep the GPU and VRAM cool. Now, in addition to making the entire rear of the machine an exhaust vent, the Scar 16 and 18 retain the side vents, giving ample opportunity to move hot air around the system. There are even small vents around the WASD keys to allow the fans to draw in cool air from the above into the chassis. So I think it's safe to say that with all of those components and the cooling, you're going to be able to get some serious gaming out of these machines. Now, we do have the same ports on both devices. On the left-hand side, there is the power DC port. There's one 2.5G LAN RJ45 jack, one HDMI 2.1 port, so you'll have support for 4K up to 120Hz or 8K up to 60Hz. two USB Type-C ports, one of which has Thunderbolt 4. On the right side, you have two USB-A 3.2 Gen 2 ports. There's also Wi-Fi 6E for extremely fast connectivity with a compatible router. And for the audio, we do have quad speakers with Dolby Atmos, so there's two tweeters and two downward firing woofers. Support for high-res audio as well as two-way AI noise cancellation. Now for the batteries, you have 90 watt hours, which is going to give you up to 14.1 hours of video playback. Of course, gaming is going to vary depending on your settings and what you're playing. And USB Type-C charging is supported up to 100 watts, but you do have the included 330 watt adapter, which will power these up from 0 to 50% in just 30 minutes. Right, for the latest pricing and availability, I will be leaving some links down in the description below. But starting prices, the ROG Strix Scar 16 starts at around £3,300 and the Scar 18 starts at around £3,400. Now, that might be pretty high for some people, but if you are after some of the most powerful gaming laptops available right now, then these are some great options. What do you guys think of the ROG Strix Scar 16 and 18? Will you be getting one? Definitely drop me a comment below. Let me know your thoughts. If you want to check out the latest glasses-free 3D laptop from ASUS, I'm going to leave that linked here as well as another related video here. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you did, don't forget to smash that like button. And if you haven't already, then do consider subscribing and hitting that bell icon for more content like this. Thanks for watching. This is Saf on SuperSaf TV, and I'll see you next time.